r/AskReddit. What is a fact that can possibly save your life? If someone is in trouble and you want to leap in to save them, make sure you have a way to get out yourself. I recently saw a video of a drowning man. Another man jumped in to try and save him. Instead, both drowned. I've seen several news stories of someone getting stuck in a riptide and their family goes to save them, and then they all drowned. If your car goes into the water, open the door or roll down the windows immediately. If you don't, the pressure differential will hold them shut, and you'll have to wait until the car fills up with water. Edit. A lot of people are telling me that on newer cars, the headrest poles can be used to break a window. I'm not sure if that's true, because headrests I've seen are just made of ordinary steel, and the ends aren't particularly pointy. A dedicated window breaker will have a sharp point made of an ultra hard material. Does anyone know if newer headrests are actually made for this? My buddy did a master's thesis on exactly this, and I was able to test out this scenario several times. If you go into the water, get out as soon as possible. Don't wait. Roll down the windows and get out. The electronics of the car should still work long enough to roll them down. Don't wait until there is equal pressure. You could be upside down at the bottom of a lake wedged between an object. React and move as fast as you can. This is why I carry one of those window breaker / seatbelt cutters. Just in case. Go to a junkyard and use it before you need it. They are not all created equal. I tested the seatbelt cutter part. Works fine. Would a junkyard owner let me smash windows for no reason? Genuine question. I don't know. This is a New Zealand specific one, but all emergency numbers work here. The official number is 111. But 999, 000, 911, etc. will all work. This is so that tourists can still reach emergency services easily. I've just recently moved to New Zealand from the States and have been constantly worrying that I'll forget the new number in a time of crisis, so this is so comforting. I love this place. Maybe not your life, but someone else's. Most drowning is silent. The victim quite literally cannot speak to call for help, as they are too desperately trying to get any air at all. Drowning can look simply like a person bobbing in the water until they no longer come back up. Keep a watch out, especially if it's kids. If you're being tied up, puff yourself out as much as possible, so it'll be easier to wiggle out of. Tense muscles. Inhale deep and stretch out your arms and legs to make more space. Me and my classmates used to have competitions where we'd tie each other up with rope. It started out with hands, but it went to full body, and we'd time ourselves on how fast we could get out. It was also good practice for tying someone up, since we got to see which methods worked best. I used to pull this trick all the time and get the fastest time. My hands would be really red and there would be lots of marks, but it was worth it. And that, kids, is how I found my fetish. Do not delay getting out of a burning building. The flames are not what will kill you. The smoke will get very thick and toxic very quickly, and you will not be able to see the way to get out. Stay low and go, go, go. The oxygen is down near the floor. And don't think a handkerchief over your face will do shat. A wet towel can help in tandem with staying low. Keep the smoke from burning your lungs. But yeah, it's not like you'll be able to just walk out normally doing that. There are no rules. If a stranger puts their hands on you, yell, scream bloody murder, kick, bite, make the biggest scene you possibly can, and run away as fast as you can. Make sure your kids understand that this is the exception. The time they must draw as much attention as possible and do anything it takes to get away and get help. Had this conversation with my son the other day. He's a very hyper and loud kid, and I told him if anyone ever grabs him, he needs to be louder than he's ever been able to be. I also told him if he gets grabbed, anything goes. Pull hair, ears, poke eyes, anything, all while screaming. We practiced getting out of different holds too. Having children is the most stressful thing ever, haha. If your vomit look like coffee ground, you are bleeding internally, you need to go to the hospital. If a tornado looks like it isn't moving, it's heading right towards you. I've never been in one, but apparently if one is near, it sounds like a train. There's a video of an old man recording an EF4 tornado as bears down on his house. The sound of it is absolutely horrific. If you get impaled or stabbed, leave the object in and call 911 or your country's equal. That object is keeping all the blood on the inside of your body. If the wound is still bleeding, wrap cloth around the impaled object to try and stem the flow of blood. You can look up how to do a donut wrap. It's super quick and easy. If your cloth's saturated with blood, cover it with another. Never take off a bandage. Why shouldn't you take off the bandage? The blood will already be in the starting stages of clotting with the original cloth, and removing it will cause a resurgence in flow. If you ever almost drown to the point of throwing up water or passing out, even if you feel 100% fine, get to a hospital. Your lungs can unwittingly self-fill up with fluid over the next few hours. Secondary drowning is no joke. More people definitely need to be aware of the dangers. Secondary or delayed drowning happens when a child inhales water into his or her lungs, causing inflammation or edema, swelling. The edema can occur hours or even days after the initial contact with water. Death from delayed drowning is due to swelling of the small air sacs in the lungs, preventing oxygen from entering the bloodstream. Some info. When having a heart attack, you don't swallow aspirin, you chew it. Is this real? Gets to the bloodstream faster through the walls of the mouth. Then why don't people always take it that way? Besides, I assume the powder inside tasting bad. If you are ever buried in rubble, earthquake, tornado, building collapse, etc., don't shout. You'll lose your voice and waste energy. Instead, grab a piece of rubble and knock in patterns of 3s. Humans are expert pattern makers and pattern noticers. Rescuers will hear the distinctive pattern sound and go toward it. Once you can hear people, then use your voice. Try and stay near pipes/radiators and bang them. If the ocean is retreating, there is a tsunami coming. Evacuate the beach immediately. If the animals are running, I'm going to follow them. Maybe they are running because you are following them. When will you stop?